Yes, today we're going to go there because we're talking about how to make her squirt. We're talking about female ejaculation and how those two things are actually different, and some other things you may not know about doing that, but understand it makes life a lot more pleasurable for her and happier for you. So we're going to talk about what it is, how it's what the ejaculate is actually made out of, and how you can take her to another level she's never experienced before. Specifically, we're going to give you the step-by-step guide to doing this. All of that so she can come back for more. Literally. Hey, this is Brian, aka Uncle B, the men's performance coach with GoodWood. This channel is for men who want those natural erections, their sexual health, the performances without the Pills for Life program. So subscribe to get more information. Leave a comment. My team and I do go down there and we do answer back. And if you leave a comment, you're automatically entered into a chance to win 3 of these. One of these. A GoodWood mug. Yeah. But right now, what I'm going to do is break this down till it cannot be broken anymore. Let's talk about the female ejaculation, and we're talking about the Squirting gland. It's located behind the pubic bone and is surrounding the urethra. Now, stimulation of these glands through upward angling, we'll talk about that, during penetration can cause female ejaculation. And that's because direct pressure on the pubic bone area feels pleasurable due to the proximity of the clitoris, and we'll talk about that in a second. These glands produce a fluid similar to the male prostate fluid that occurs during stimulation. Studies have shown this is actually a mix of urine and that fluid. Now, when we say urine, we don't mean the actual urine. This is a completely different look. We'll get deeper into that in a second. But let's talk about that clitoris. It forms part of the vaginal wall, and it is a highly sensitive area. That's the reason why we need to understand it. Proper stimulation involves rhythmic upward pressure on the clitoral areas during penetration. Now, the clitoris engorges with blood during arousal and increases sensitivity. Now, this is the important part. Grinding and rhythmic movements enhance clitoral stimulation and can enhance orgasm intensity. Even if squirting isn't achieved, it's still going to be intense for her. So let's talk about the difference between squirting and ejaculation, because squirting is slightly different. Squirting actually has more volume to it. We're talking about that mix of the prostate fluid and the lighter urine. It's not actually urine. Just be very clear about that. And this is often an involuntary release of this fluid. Now, female ejaculation is a lot less in volume, and it tends to be white and milky, sort of like male ejaculate. But this is originating from the Squirting gland. So now we got that out of the way. Let's go ahead and talk about getting into how to induce squirting orgasms. Now, it's just like anything else dealing with women. This is going to take some work. It takes a little bit of sensitivity too, because you have to do the setup. First, you have to make her feel safe because, this is a higher level of sex, and so you want to make sure she feels like she can trust you. So you want to have an open conversation about it because you want to encourage her to relax. This is really important because for a lot of women, this feels like they're actually peeing during sex, when actually that is what squirting is. So she needs to understand that. And if you have to explain a little bit to her, show her this video. There we go. And the other thing you have to talk about is that if the squirting doesn't occur, that's not a big deal. It's all a part of experimentation and learning how to figure yourself out and get better. Now, there is some preparation going into this because you can make a mess. So you do want to get some towels and put it on the bed so, you got something to soak it up with. You want to make sure she is properly hydrated and, of course, maintain that good hygiene. Same thing goes for you as always, but for you, also, you want to make sure your fingernails are clean and trimmed. You sort of round it off, you sand it down, everything like that, so you can give her as much pleasure without pain as possible. One thing you want to do during this whole process is tease her entire body. We're talking about sensual touches just to build up that tension. You go in for a kiss on the lips, on the nipples, something like that, and you just breathe on it and back away. You're teasing, man. Now you want to focus on areas like her breast, her thighs, her inner thighs, her buttocks, the clitoral hood. Now, one important spot you want to pay attention to, this is where we really get into it, is the G-spot stimulation. So the G-spot is actually a spongy area that's right within the vagina. Basically, if you took your middle finger and you stuck it in and you did a come here movement, that's what you're touching right there. It's at the top of the vagina. Also, you can use circular movements, and you can add in another finger if she so pleases. So this movement, of course, the entire time, your whole goal is to pay attention to her, what she likes, what is making her feel better. And at some point, you can start going to an up and down motion. You're just going in and out, just, you're keeping your finger there, up there on that G spot. And yeah, because if you're just doing the come here the motion, yeah, your forearm would tire out. Yeah. You want to start going in and out, going rapidly. And this pressure on the clitoris, on the G spot, all that sensitivity, it will start building up to the point you can actually start hearing the wetness. You can start hearing the sound of, just call it gushy. And from there, you're just following her body language and let her sort of guide you to her point of release. And yeah, sometimes you have to guide her by saying to let go and push out the orgasm. Now, after you've done all of this, you got her to squirt. Now you have to do even more work because you have to go in a cuddle mode. Why? Because you want her to do it again, right? You want to go through this process again? Yeah. So you want to stay connected with her right after that, just the whole cuddle mode process. Now, here's something really interesting. You may be required to understand what's happening next because she could be laughing, crying, or mad. I'm not sure why these emotions happen. I haven't experienced the laughing or the madness, but I have experienced the crying, and I was completely confused. And so was she. So now it's like, yeah, these type of orgasms are that strong that, she could end up start crying on you. So yeah, fellas, that's what it takes in order to get her to the point of having those intense orgasms. And yes, you do want to practice this. This isn't a one-time thing. You want to put this into your repertoire. So I got a question for you. Have you made a woman squirt before? Go ahead and leave that in the comment section. And also, if you haven't, do you think you could? And we do have those mugs available for you if you so win. So of course, if you like what you hear, go ahead, hit that like button, that subscribe button, that notification bell. This is Uncle B saying get your game up and go hard. Peace out.